Yes, good morning children. Welcome back to EVS 2 class. Hope all are safe. We have already completed the first semester exams and you have completed your exams. You will be clear that you have done well in your Essay 1 exam. Now we are starting with our second sem portions. Very first lesson we are going to start. In the first semester you had 4 lessons and in the second semester you will be having 4 lessons. That the first lesson will be started now. For this, you have to keep one new 200 pages book, children. Because for first sem you have kept one 200 pages and for second semester you will be keeping one new 200 pages book. Homework book will be the same. Whatever the notes will be given, it should be written in your new 200 pages book. Homework as usual you can continue in the first semester book. In the end of the class, you will be given the assignments, home assignments. That home assignments should be written in homework and submitted. And weekends, that is, you will be having the, in between the class itself, you will be having the activities also, that also should be done. Okay. So, if you come for the upcoming early higher classes, you will be studying about the prehistoric period. But now briefly I will explain you. Early man lived in the forest. You might have studied in your lower classes regarding the early humans. Where did the people live? How did the man's life evolve? These all you would have studied in your next classes. So now I am going to say you how did the man's life evolve. In the early, man did not know how to live, where to live, what to eat. In this condition, in the early periods, man learned one by one. Firstly, he started to eat the fruits, vegetables, or what are the things they got in the forest. They started to eat that. Later on, they started to rub the stone and found out the fire. Then they started to kill the animals and they cooked the animals and ate the meat of the animals. Before finding out the fire, they ate raw meat of animals. Later on, after finding the fire, they started to cook and eat the food. Then they want to cover their body. How did they cover? They covered their body using the plants, bushes and covered the trees' leaves. So later on they covered their bodies. So he covered his body with leaves and the barks of the tree. As he did that, normally human beings need the basic needs. What are the basic needs? Air, water, shelter, clothes. So in the early human itself, they started one by one. Later on, where to live? They started to eat the raw. From the forest, whatever they got, they ate. So next, where did they live? Where to live? What to cover? They covered their bodies with the tree leaves. Next, where to live? He started to live in cave and forest. Later on, he constructed the house like small rocks type he used to build and he lived in that. I will show you the picture. Where did the early man lived? See children, here this is the place. Is it clear children? Is it clear? So, early man lived in a cave. See the man, how he has been dressed. He has covered with leaves and he lived in the caves. So, this is the picture of early human children. Later on, as man became civilized, he started to construct the houses. So where we people are living, we people are living in houses. These are the basic things we need in our day-to-day life. So today I am going to start the lesson with residences, children. First lesson is residences. So what are the basics? What are the basic needs of a living beings? Without house, can we people live, children? No. So what are the basic things? Food, water, shelter. These are the main. Air. Without air we cannot live. Without water, food and shelter, it is inefficient to live. So it is a well-known fact that every living being needs air, water, food. These are available in nature as natural resources. So we get all these: air, water, food. These are that we get by nature, and these are also called as natural resources. So without these, how can we breathe without air? Without air, is it possible to live? No. Water. Water is very must in our daily life. Next, food. We have to survive. So these are the basic things which we require. It is a well-known fact that every living being needs air, water, food. These are available in nature as natural resources. As natural resources, it is very much available. In addition, man needs a shelter and clothing. So we got these three things, that is air, water and food. What next we are required? Clothing and shelter. Without clothes we cannot, without shelter we are not able to live. We have to protect ourselves from nature. That's why we need shelter. We need the house. Many families in villages or towns are living in houses constructed side by side in a locality. These are called residences. What do you mean by residences? Many families, either they might live in village or cities. See here, many families in villages or towns are living in houses constructed side by side in a locality. These are called residences. For example, you can see in by your side neighbors. Do you have any vacant places by your house? No. You have 9 houses. So that side by side houses are called residences. So what is residences? Many families in villages or towns are living in houses constructed side by side in a locality. These are called residences. So many will have different kinds of residences. Regarding that, I will be saying now. Firstly, a house protects us from bad weather. What are house protects us from bad weather? For example, if we don't have the house, can we live on the street? It is impossible. Heavy rain, floods, winds, when vast wind blows, when all these occurs, can we people live without house on the streets? Yes, we cannot live. So, firstly, house protect us from bad weather, extreme cold, heat, rain or wind. What all it house protects, children? From bad weather, extreme cold, heat, rain or wind. From these, house protect us. It gives us safe shelter with physical and psychological security. Physically we will be secured and psychologically we will be having the security. What does the house protects us, children? It gives us safe shelter with physical and psychological security. So what are the kinds of houses you might have read in your lower classes? Once again let me say, first of all, in cities and towns we see houses made of bricks, cement and steel. Such houses are strong and are called pucca houses. Okay, in cities and towns we see houses made of bricks, cement and steel. Such houses are strong, are called pucca houses. I show you one picture, children. See, this is the picture of pucca house. Is it clear, children? This is the picture of pucca house. So next we'll come for the kacha house. What do you mean by kacha house? In villages, most people live in huts. Huts are usually made up of mud, straw, bamboo and palm or coconut leaves. They are called kacha houses. What is kacha houses, children? In villages, most people live in huts. You are very familiar with huts, I think so. How are these huts constructed? Huts are usually made up of mud, straw, bamboo and palm or coconut leaves. They are called kacha houses. So, pucca houses are seen in cities and towns. How they are constructed means they are constructed made of bricks, cement and steel. Thus, other houses are called as pucca houses. And in villages, most people live in huts. Those houses are constructed made up of mud, straw, bamboo and palm or coconut leaves. These houses are called kacha house. This is the difference, children. I will show you the kacha house. See here, children, both you can see. This is pucca house and this is kacha house. This has been used with the cement, mud, bricks and steel. This one is used with the mud, straw, bamboo, palm and coconut leaves. Is it clear, children? So these are the two types of houses which we can see in towns and villages. Next, how are the houses constructed in cold regions? Cold regions, how they will protect themselves by constructing the house. So here, houses in cold places like the Arctic region. Arctic region, it is a polar region. It is completely cold region, completely covered with ice. So the land is covered with ice and snow. People here are known as Eskimos. People who are living in ice region, which is being completely covered with ice, or the people who are living there are called as Eskimos. How do they build their house? They build small igloos. I will show you the picture of igloo, children. So this is the picture of igloo. This is the picture of igloo. Is it clear, children? See how they have constructed. They have kept the single narrow door. Through that the people go and come out. Is it clear? So what is igloos? An igloo is a small house constructed using ice. It has a narrow entrance and is lined with skin and fur to keep the inside warm. I showed you the picture of igloo. Once again I will say how they have constructed the igloo means. An igloo is a small house. It is a small house constructed using ice. Using ice they have been constructed. Inside that ice, what have they covered means it has a narrow entrance. Narrow entrance it has and is lined with skin and fur. Skin and fur to keep the inside warm. As exterior is being covered with ice, interior So they have been used the skin and fur. Is it clear, children? So this is called igloos. It is being found in the polar Arctic regions, that is cold areas. People who live there are called as Eskimos. So I am explaining regarding the different kinds of houses, how the people are living in different seasons. So next, coming back to houses in hot regions. Cold regions, I said, people who are living in cold regions, they are called as Eskimos. They live in igloos. Now I am coming to saying to you about the houses in hot regions. Here, houses are built with mud with big windows for ventilation, and the roof will be flat. I will show you the pictures of different things, houses, children. See, this is the house which you can see in hot regions. Is it clear, children? It is built out of mud. The ventilations are big, walls are thick, and the roofs are flat. Is it clear? So this is how the houses are built in hot regions. So next, coming back to in desert. Normally the people who are living in deserts, they are called as nomads. What is nomad? Why they are called as nomads? Because those people will live in huts. They won't have the permanent place. They used to go from one place to other place in search of food and water. That is why they are called as nomads. Normally those who are living in deserts, they won't stay in a particular place. That's why they put the tent and they live in the tents. So houses in the deserts, people living in a desert live in tents. They move from place to place in search of food and water. Because wherever they can earn their livelihood, they will be shifting their tents. They have to earn for their food. So they used to go from one place to another place in search of food and water. So this is the tent, children, which they are living, which the desert people live. This place is called tent. Is it clear, children? Yes. They are also called as nomads. Next, houses in earthquake prone areas. Normally, frequently in few places, frequently earthquakes occur. It will be noted as prone area. They can't stay in that place for many long time. So how they construct the houses in this area means in places like Japan, where earthquakes are common, frequently earthquakes occur. For example, Japan. So how do they construct the houses? Houses are made of light but hard wood. It will be light but hard wood would have been made. Such houses are easy and economical. Economical means we are not supposed to spend more money for such kind of houses because it will be light but the wood will be hard. What will they do? Frequently if earthquake occurs, or can they be constructing the houses frequently? No. For that purpose they use the light but hard wood. It will be light but it will be hard. That kind of wood will be used for constructing the houses in the earthquake prone areas. So houses are easy and economical to build and cause less damage during earthquake. It won't cause more damage also. It will cause less damage during the earthquake. I show you the houses, children. Earthquake prone areas. This is the house. It is being built with light and hard wood. Is it clear, children? Is it clear? Yes. So these are the kinds of houses they built during the, earthquake prone areas. Next, coming back to houses in hilly areas. How are the houses in hilly areas built? Houses in hilly areas are made of bamboo and wood. I'll show you, children. It is made of bamboo and wood. So that in hilly areas it will be very easy. here is the picture, children. Here is the picture. In hilly areas, the houses are built with bamboo and wood. Is it clear? Yes. So, in houses in hilly areas are made of bamboo and wood. Houses in jungles. How are the houses in jungles built? Houses in jungles are built on tree tops. No man can live in the forest, right? Many wild animals will be living there. With that, we human beings are not supposed to live. We cannot live. So what do they live? Or what do they do? They won't have any other options. They used to build on tree tops. What is that tree tops? I will show you, children. See, this is the picture of tree top. Is it clear, children? The house built in jungle. Is it clear? See, on the tree top, the house is being constructed. Is it clear? So, this kind of house can be seen in jungles. In places like Jammu and Kashmir, you might have seen in many movies. Or if you are known, if you have seen in any news channel or any channels, you might have seen the places of Jammu and Kashmir. There, people used to live in houseboats on lakes. Houseboats on lakes. In places like Jammu and Kashmir, people live in houseboats on lakes. In big cities, houseboat, have you seen, children? I will show you the picture of houseboat. Here is the picture of houseboat. Is it clear? This is the picture of houseboat. Next we will be seeing the scrapers. In big cities you can see such a kind of buildings. Is it clear, children? You can see the big scrapers in cities, big cities, that is big apartments. Clear? So, in big cities, I show you the picture, children. We see very tall buildings or skyscrapers which have many houses, units called flats. You will be very well known regarding the flats. Those flats can be seen in big cities. Once again, I will recall you, houses in hot regions are built with mud, walls are thick and big windows for ventilations. I showed you the pictures of houses also, children, in different seasons and different places, how they are constructed and what are the materials used. So houses in desert, people living in desert live in tents. They move from place to place in search of food and water. They are also called as nomads. Houses in earthquake prone areas, in places like Japan, where earthquakes are common, houses are made up of light but hard wood. Such houses are easy and economical to build and cause less damage during earthquake. Next, coming to the houses in hilly areas, they are being constructed with bamboo and wood. Houses in jungles, they are built on tree tops. In places like Jammu and Kashmir, people live in houseboats on lakes. In big cities, we see very tall buildings or skyscrapers which have many house units called flats. So, hope today's lesson you people are understood. Regarding this, I'll give you home assignment, children. This home assignment should be written in your 200 pages homeworks. So, what is the first question? Name the two kind of houses. Pakka house and kacha house are the two types of houses. What is a residence? The residence is a place where houses are built side by side in a locality is called residence. Name the people who live in cold regions. Eskimos are the people who live in cold regions. This is the home assignments for today's session. So, please follow with these classes. As I said in the beginning of the class, you people are done the admission and purchase your books, I believe, children. If not, books are available in the school. Please purchase the books as soon homework. Already you have completed your first semester, so that first semester book should not be used for the second semester. You have to keep a new 200 pages for classwork. Homework can be continued with the first semester book itself. Is it clear, children? So hope everyone will follow these instructions and follow the classes. Is it clear, children? Okay. Thank you, children.